So if the velocity exceeds 4,000 meters per second, the concrete is good. Like that, such equipments are available. Similarly, rebound hammers. One hammer, if you push against the structure, it rebounds. That from the rebound velocity, the strength of the structure is ascertained. Such equipments we only created, and we are conveniently using those instruments. Another useful instrument for a civil engineer is a concrete cover meter. So when a structure is cast a few years back, suppose you lost the drawings. So you can scan the structure and find out the diameter of the bars inside the concrete. Such equipments are available and we are happily using. Now coming to the inauguration of the association activities, and you have listed so many things, but I would like to impress upon one thing. I request you to arrange as many industrial visits as possible, because you should know what is happening in the industry. And we are also thinking about you. And for the second years, please listen. And we have revised your curriculum. And you have only 4 subjects in the 8th semester. You have only 4 subjects in the 8th semester for those who are in the second year. And you can do the 4 semesters in the previous semesters. That facility is given. You can take 1 subject extra in 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. If you do that, then the entire 8th semester is free for you. We will not ask any attendance. Of course, you have to go to an industry and do an industrial project, come with the attendance certificate. That is important. So, such facilities we have introduced, and that is valid from the students joined in 2016 onwards. So now they are in the second year. So please make note of that and make use of the facility. So I thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your words of encouragement. I'm sure, sir, we will equip ourselves to face the challenges ahead. May I now request Dr. D.S.K, sir, our head of the department, to introduce chief guest of today's function in an Ace Talent. I request the dignitaries on the dais to install the office bearers of EIEA for the academic year 2017 to 2018. Chairman R. Maya Vinodanan. Placement Secretary B. Amitaram. Board Secretary L. Selvaganapati. Literary Secretary S. Arvindan. Class Representative R. Tagadurai. Lady Representative G. Ranjitan. Vice Chairman L. Vishal Kumar. Joint Placement Secretary A. Ponayan. Joint Placement Secretary D. Surya. Class Representative third year Jay Surya. Lady Representative M. Monica Saras. Second year Class Representative A. Mohammed Mujamil. Lady Representative S. Soundarya. BVOC final year, Class Representative Venay Vendan. Lady Representative K. Kausalya. BVOC second year, Class Representative S. Syed Faiz. Lady Representative R. Siva Rudrayani. First year BE, Class Representative Pragadish. Lady Representative Sweta. May I request Dr. D.S.K. sir, our head of the department, to introduce chief guest of today's function, Engineer D.S.K.
Most respected Dean of our faculty, beloved chief guest, the distinguished alumni, Mr. Stalin from Gulf Automation System, Qatar, my dear colleagues from the Department of Instrumentation Engineering, Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering, the non-teaching staffs, and my dear student friends. Very good afternoon to Panadal. Sorry, almost 4, it's going to be good evening, right? But actually, I should first seek your apology for arranging this function so late in a semester. This should have been arranged long back, almost in the month of August, because normally the first year gets joined only during that month, and we arrange for the freshers who will come. And the freshers have now become almost, they are also now part of the department. And also, we have to plan certain activities in that semester, which we can do now only in the even semester, because of, we are starting the program only now, right? So first, apologize for this delayed arrangement, right? And it's my pleasure to welcome the president of today's function, the most respected dean of our faculty, and the chief guest of today's function, Engineer A. Stalin. And I join with the General Secretary and the other office bearers and our staff members in welcoming them. And I also welcome the first year students of all the programs. We have BE, Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering, BOK, even though it comes under Center for Skill Development, we are our faculty are handling the classes, and we are giving the infrastructure facilities and all. So they are also part of our department. BOK, Hospital Instrumentation and Management, and we have the ME program, ME Rehabilitative Instrumentation, first year students, and also the ME Microelectronics and MEMS. And I am sorry to say that, and we don't have any new entries in the other program, which is a very seasoned program, ME Process Control and Instrumentation, and we hope to get students in the next academic year at least. And I pray to the Almighty to shower His blessings on the new entrants to this campus and to our department in particular. And I should say that our alumni are well placed, like they are in many foreign countries, occupying very high positions in very prestigious and renowned institutions or companies or industries in automation field as well as in IT sector also. And also they are also in teaching field also. They are in education also. And in addition to that, many of our alumni are occupying high positions in industries all around this country and in our state also. And now we have with us Engineer A. Stalin, who is standing an example of how he has grown up in his career by virtue of after qualifying his BE in Electronics and Instrumentation in the year 2005. And he has a very rich profile. And actually he had this kind of knowing the things right from his early stages. Normally we are not supposed to have the second year students, the knowledge or the exposure is very limited. But I don't know whether he remembers that. I remember that one occasion when he was studying his second year, he wanted to present a paper on microprocessors when he was studying only second year. Because normally only second year they have exposure only to the digital electronics at the basic stage. But he wanted to present a paper in the strobe symposium, which we used to conduct, but nowadays we are unable to conduct that very recently. But in those days we used to conduct that every academic year for all the batches, right? So So because of all those credentials, he was able to get placed on campus during his final year in Sterlite Industries, Tuticorin, as a project engineer instrumentation. And in that, he has been responsible for projects like Sterlite Copper Refinery and Smeller Expansion Project, and Slime Plant Automation Project. And later on, he served there for only 2 years, and in 2007, he switched over to an industry in Saudi Arabia as an instrument engineer, and where he got involved in projects like slight brownfield modification projects. And from there, he was there only for 1 year, and from there he switched to, he came back to our own motherland and joined as a principal project application engineer in Schneider Electric. And then, yeah, he was there till 2014. I think he served long for in that industry only. That is Schneider Electric. Previously it was Invensys India. And in that also he was involved in projects for, I think you would have explained that in that talk which he had, which you had some time back. That he was involved in the project for Reliance onshore and offshore gas project. And from there, switched over to Yokogawa Electric at Singapore as a senior engineer, where he was involved in INPEX gas field development offshore project, which is for Australia. And from that company, from Singapore, he got his recent placement at March 2014 in Gulf Automation Company, Qatar, as a project manager. And in this also, he has been involved in 3 different projects: Qatar Gas Brownfield Project and Qatar Petroleum Brownfield projects. So he has achieved all these positions. Right now he is there in Qatar as a project manager. He has lots of abilities, so to say, that in all these companies he has been involved in, he acquired some knowledge in Foxborough DCS system, that is distributed control system, and also he was involved in developing the definitions for applicable standards like functional design documents, drawing templates, and again DCS application, and development including process and safety graphics. And was involved in driving the teams which were under his control to use the standards in engineering and monitor the usage periodically, manage technical coordination with the customer to identify and meet the requirements to ensure customer satisfaction. So his credentials are much longer. It will take another 2 to 3 hours to speak. He has so much of credentials to his name. So I'm just limiting my talk because for a lot of time and all. And he has also been awarded the best student during his undergraduate days, and he's received gold medal from the then governor of Tamil Nadu, right, in the year 2005 during his convocation. And he has presented 3 national level technical papers. One was in Manipal Institute of Technology, Manipal, the other where he got the first place for that presentation, and the another at Andhra University where he got the second place for his presentation. And he has passed B certificate exam in NCC conducted by the Ministry of Indian Defence. And so this now gives a clear picture about how much he has put in his efforts to achieve all this. This should be a motivating factor for you, the other engineers. That is those who are in the final years, not only in final years, in all the other years. Right? You should take this as a best example. And I was a little bit worried because for most of the classes, many of you are not turning up, right? Even for my class in the second years, I used to get only 5 to 10 students in. Very rarely I used to get 12 students. So that has been a very severe complaint from most of our faculty members. So I was a little bit worried that today also the hall will not be this much full. Only our staff members will be there and you students won't be there. But now you have saved my day, right? I'm thankful to you, all those who have attended. But the same motivation you should, right? You should try to follow in your classes and other teachers' assignments and your examinations and your other extracurricular activities. Like not get discouraged about it. So I wish you all the very best, and also I wish the office bearers the very best. And I thank everyone for helping me to arrange this function at very short notice. And I thank all my colleagues and the student friends and the non-teaching staff. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It's now time to hear from the chief guest of today's function, Engineer A. Stalin, Project Manager, Gulf Automation Systems, Qatar. I request our distinguished alumni and the chief guest, Engineer A. Stalin, to deliver the inaugural address.
A very good evening to all of you. Before the commencement of my speech, I just want to a little contribution with love and respect. I just bought a small thing for our beloved teachers. I just want to give them. My mom also has came, and I have a small